I'm Chris Nicastro. I attended Manchester Elementary School, Parkway South Junior High School, and was there the year it opened, so the first few years it was open. Then I went to Parkway Central High School when it was the only high school in Parkway, and my senior year I attended Parkway West and graduated from there. Today I'm the Commissioner of Education for the state of Missouri.
What are some of your favorite memories of your experiences at Parkway?
I think that probably the thing that stands out in my mind the most are the teachers. I can remember from a very early age having teachers who really pushed me. I know, for example, in first grade I had Carolyn Woods, and I always got in lots of trouble for talking too much. I can remember on my report cards I always did very well academically, but there was always a little comment that Christy, which is what I was known by then, Christy is bothering her neighbors. So Mrs. Woods was always looking for interventions and ways to keep me distracted and keep me busy so that I wouldn't be bothering my neighbors. That same thing carried through all of my schooling in Parkway. I just had some phenomenal teachers. In middle school, I can remember having Mr. Travis for geometry and really enjoying that. Later, he went on to be assistant principal at Parkway West. In high school, Polly Kennedy and Roland Klein were the people who really, of every teacher I ever had, I think those two are responsible for teaching me to write, which was a tremendous gift. As I think about education today, I can think of no greater gift to give young people than to teach them to write. And those two people certainly did. It was sometimes painful. I can remember lots of red marks and lots of B pluses, which always drove me crazy, but both of them were outstanding. Then too, I think about the leadership. Al Burr was our principal, both when I was at Central and then later at West. And I think that the general attitude of our teachers and our principals was you can do and be anything you want to do and be. That it's all up to you, and you need to aspire for the best, and we expect the best from you. And I think that's why they got it.
Your entire professional career has been around education. How does what you do now reflect your Parkway education?
I'd like to think that it established a tremendous solid foundation for me and kind of a good baseline for what is really good, high-quality education. Sadly, as I look around, not every child has that opportunity to have the kind of quality education that I did. I think some of that has to do with schooling, some of it has to do with family, but I guess my passion and the thing that keeps me going and that drives me today is that desire for each and every child to have that kind of quality educational experience.
What would you say to the students who are in school now if they want to go pursue the career track that you did, or they're not sure what they want to do? What advice would you give them?
The advice I'd give them is to not limit yourself. I talk to a lot of young people, as many as I can, because that's really what inspires me to do the work that I do. And I find that young people sometimes have a tendency to limit themselves. I can remember, for example, a very talented young woman I talked to said, well, you know, I really hope to be a nurse. And I said, why would you want to be a nurse? And she said, well, I'm not sure I could be a doctor. And I said, oh, you absolutely could be a doctor. And I said, being a nurse is a wonderful job. And if that's what you want to do, you should do that. But you could be a doctor if you want to be a doctor. You could be a brain surgeon. You could be anything and everything you want to be. And so I think helping young people establish dreams and achieve dreams is something that really keeps me motivated.
What does the induction into the Parkway Hall of Fame mean to you?
You know, I was thinking about that today, and I guess I got a little nostalgic because I'm not sure what that means, Ian. I think you know, Parkway is something that was so much a part of my life for so long. My mother actually worked in the payroll department in Parkway for 25 years. So a lot of my summer jobs had to do with Parkway. I was shredding bonds in the central office a couple of summers, and did a lot of volunteer work in the central office at Parkway before I was actually employable. So, you know, it was not only my education, but it was a big part of my life. And as I said to you earlier, I grew up with Parkway. You know, back when I started out, Parkway was a small district, and we were one of few families that lived in Manchester when it was still safe to allow a 5-year-old to cross Manchester Road on foot. So it was a small town, and we knew everybody. Then 12 years later, when I graduated from high school, there were 2,000 kids in my graduating class. Some of us stayed at Central, some of us went to West, but I think there were 11 of us who went all the way through Parkway at that time, from kindergarten through to high school. 11 of 2,000. So it kind of tells you what that growth time was like. It was a tremendously interesting time, and just the boom time, I guess, for Parkway.
Well, congratulations on your honor.
Thank you.